Hi guys, my name is Christine and I'm a dating, relationship and personal development coach. And today I'm talking about your ex secretly cares and stalks you. So, obviously there is no way 100% knowing for sure if your ex still cares about you and stalks your profiles, okay, on social media. But there may be a lot of evidence for you that actually that person does do that. Like, let's say if your ex watches your stories, um, if they still like your posts and things, if they still comment, especially. So that's a sign that that your ex is still sort of involved and looking on at you and what you're doing. But more likely than not, they probably do check up on you every so often. They probably do, have a little quick stalk of your profiles to see what you're getting up to in your life. Especially if maybe you're still friends on Facebook, or you still follow each other on Instagram, and maybe they still even do that if a lot of your stuff happens to be public and not private. They may still check up on you to see what you're up to and see what you're doing. I think probably mostly just out of curiosity. Okay. Because this is what a lot of people ask me. I made a video quite a while back about why does my ex still watch my stories, and most of the time it's usually just out of curiosity and they're just being nosy. I think sometimes it also comes out of a competitive thing, like they want to make sure that they're doing better than what they are doing better than what you are. So sometimes it can be played into that. They want to check up to see if maybe you're still into them, you're still mopey about the relationship, which is why it's a good idea to, when you've had gone for a breakup, even if you're really sad about it, don't post anything about the breakup. Don't post like sad songs or sad quotes, or change your your cover photo on Facebook to like a really sad breakup quote or whatever. It's always best to not do that kind of thing, because it just shows just complete defeat, and it's not attractive, and it's not going to make your ex more attractive to you. It may make them feel pity towards you, but pity isn't attraction, right? Pity is pity. Right? You don't find, if you pity someone, you don't necessarily, or you don't find them attractive. You're not finding them more attractive. So if you're ever going to post anything on social media that you would like your ex to see, if they do happen to stalk you, make sure it's something positive. Like maybe it's a goal that you've achieved. Like, so for example, let's say you go to the gym and you manage to bench press something higher than, a weight higher than you've ever done. If you've got a business, perhaps you post something about your business when you get a lot of sales, or perhaps you get a certain number of hits on your blog page. So that's what you kind of want to be posting. You want to be posting positive things that make you look like you're evolving and growing and having a really good life, okay? And that's ideally what you want to be trying to do anyway with your life. You want to be trying to make life the way that you want it to be, because a lot of people don't. A lot of people just sort of let life happen to them, and they sort of just go with the motions. Whereas really, we are all creators. That's one of the things that defines human beings than any other creature on the planet, is that we can create, right? We can make art, we can build businesses, we can build skyscrapers. So, we can design our lives the way that we want them to be. Sure, it may take some time and effort to make our dreams a reality and create a dream lifestyle, but it's entirely possible, and it's more likely to happen if you try. Okay, so you got to think about that. You got to think about, okay, so how would I ideally like my life to be in, let's say, 5 years time? What kind of lifestyle do I want to be living? What kind of income do I want to be earning? What kind of friends do I want to have? How do I ideally want to be spending my time on the weekends and after work? What would I like my hobbies to look like? If I could have my life perfect, how would that look like? And then you just work every day to try and make that a reality. Now, of course, that is a lot easier said than done, and I know that words don't teach. You have to experience it, okay? That goes for everything that I talk about in my videos. You have to take what I say, maybe write it down if you need to, and then apply it so you can experience it for yourself. Because, like I said, words don't teach. You have to experience it. It gives you knowledge. You may know everything. Perhaps you know my content so well that you know what I'm going to say after I've before I've even said it. But if you're not applying it and you're not actually using it to experience it, then it might as well just be, it's just useless, right? So with that being said, you have to, obviously it's easier said than done to make your dreams a reality. It's a lot easier said than done. But this is like the formula that I've worked out, and I talk about this quite often on a smaller channel that I've got, where I sort of just talk about what I want. And basically, if you want to succeed at anything, if you want to achieve a goal, if you want to achieve anything, just anything, then what you need to do is you need to do it for a while, let's say it's like a small action. So let's say, I need to give you an example. So let's say, for example, that you want to become someone who posts videos online like myself. You're probably going to have to post a lot of videos before you get one that's actually a hit. Okay? So let's say you post 100 videos and only one of them gets over 1,000 views. That's what you need to focus on. Okay? So you need to kind of put out a lot of repetitions first, and you need to do it over and over and over and over again. But when you find something that works, just lean heavily into that and to just continue to do that. And that's how you can reach any sort of level of success with a lot of things. You can apply that knowledge to a lot of things. So, for example, let's say you're trying to lose weight. And you're tweaking your diet and you're exercising, and then one day you discover, oh wow, you know what, I've lost a lot of weight now. I let's say you lost 1 kilo in a week, and you're like, whoa, how did that happen? And then you think, okay, so this is what I did this week, so I've just got to keep on repeating that, and then I'll get to my ideal weight within a matter of like weeks or just a couple of months. Yeah. Whereas before, maybe you'd been trying to lose weight but you hadn't. So you've got to sometimes put in a lot of repetitions before you can find out what actually works. But when you do find something that works, lean heavily into it. And that's basically how you can make your dreams a reality. You figure out what it is that you want, obviously, first. And then you figure out what you need to do every day. You need to put in the reps. And then when you find something that works, let's say if you've got like an online business, let's say you do like an ad campaign. And you're like, wow, that ad campaign really worked. I need to do more ad campaigns. That's what you need to do. Okay, you need to figure out what is working and what isn't working. And when you find something that does work, lean heavily into what does work. Okay, so going back to your ex then, if your ex then is stalking your social media profiles and they still care about you and they can see that you are living this great life, and you're not only surviving without them, in fact, you've gone past survival, you're actually thriving without them. You're actually doing way better without them than you did when you was with them. Because let's say that you weren't working on your dreams, you weren't trying to make a good life for yourself when you was with them, but now you are and you're doing all these amazing, cool things. They're going to be like, wow, they're doing so much better without me. And they may become more curious about you, and they may start to reach out to you. They may try and test the waters by like adding you on Facebook and things like that, because that's how an ex came back into my life. So if you want clues that an ex may be ready to come back into your life, is they'll probably, if they may do something like re-add you on Instagram, Facebook, whatever it may be, Snapchat, and then after a few days after adding you, they will message you, because that's what happened to me. Now, I'm not saying everything will be textbook exactly the same as my experience, but I can only go from my experience because I'm a life coach, right? Life coaches only can really talk about their own experiences, because we don't have like professional sort of like theory experience. We have our own life experiences that we talk about. So what happened with me then, it was that my ex re-added me on Facebook, and then I accepted the friend request, and then a few days later, I didn't message her, she messaged me, okay, and we started talking for a little bit, but I didn't want to get back with her because there was a lot of things about her that I didn't really like. Even though we were sort of like planning to meet up, I shot her down and said I don't want to do that anymore, essentially, and so in words to that effect. But that's how that ex came back into my life. right? And that's how your ex may do it. They may test the waters. Now, they may test the waters in different kinds of ways. Like for you, maybe you'll find out actually through a mutual friend. Like perhaps you'll find out that your ex is asking about you through someone else. There can be a lot of different ways that they come back into your life. But first of all, they'll probably do something like test the waters, and then once they feel comfortable, they will message you. And I think my ex felt comfortable messaging me because I added her when she sent me a friend request. Okay, so if your ex still cares about you and stalks your social media page, they will reach out to you eventually. But of course, I always believe that an ex is an ex for a reason. It's not always the best idea to get back with an ex, so please be very careful if you are debating that and if your ex does come back. I know it's a cliche, but an ex really is an ex for a reason, and the reason why I think that's a cliche is because it's true, and a lot of cliches are true, especially that one. I've never found it a good experience to go back to an ex. There was obviously that experience where I thought about going back to her, but I never did. But there was also another time where I went back. I actually did go back to an ex. I was in a relationship with a woman for about a year, and she cheated on me. And then I went back with her, and then she cheated on me again. And then we eventually ended things. I put my foot down, didn't want to be with her anymore. But it was a bad idea to get back with that ex, you see. And of course, your situations may not be as extreme as cheating, but it's still, usually if it ended, it probably ended for a reason, okay? So thank you so much for watching. If you'd like to get in touch with me personally and you'd like coaching with me, then please go to www.christinelovage.com, and on the website you can also find my book, Attracting the Beautiful Woman of Your Dreams. There's a section in there at the end of the book about breakups. So if you're a woman watching this book still does apply to you, especially the last chapters, okay? So thank you so much for watching, and I shall talk to you again very soon. Goodbye.